Chris, I know you were talking about cleaning up the mistakes, the discipline. Lucha said the discipline wasn't there in his opinion. How did you see it?
Well, I mean, we had a play defensively down there around 2nd and 4. We got out of our gaps and we didn't crack or place, and I'm sure that's what he probably was alluding to. We took a poor penalty late, which gave them field position after a turnover, and that certainly compounded a negative.
And he talked about not taking a knee. Is that something you have to have a discussion with? He said, "I'm a vet. I should know better."
Yeah, we need to just instruct him every single time as to what to do, and he got caught up in the moment and wanted to bring the ball and try to go make a play. He's an aggressive player, and so unfortunately, we've got to learn from that mistake.
This team's pretty good, defending champs. They're feeling good about their game, all that stuff. I know you're focused on your team. Are there things about tonight's game that you really did like and thought were steps forward?
Well, I mean, they're a good football team, but there's a lot of parity in this league. I think Saskatchewan that we played last week does a lot of really good things, and so there's people will call me crazy. We can play with every single football team or beat every single football team in this league. It's just a matter of us playing our A game, and we've certainly not done that.
How would you assess the performance of your defense? Held them down to 23 points. A couple big busts though.
Too many big plays. I mean, we had too many explosions last week versus Saskatchewan had too many explosions tonight. You can't take 2 explosions a quarter and feel like you're playing good defense. So we certainly have a long way to go.
Without looking at the film, do you think that went down to communication, or is it just maybe people not knowing theirs?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, it's not necessarily communication. I mean, I think it's just more, just being in the right place. And then when the ball comes down, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're playing man or zone. When the ball comes down, you got to make a play. And so, unfortunately, they got the one over the top early on 15. His leverage was wrong. And as soon as he came to the sideline, he knew exactly what he did wrong. And so, the guy broke his leverage, and Cody put it up there, and there was a good play by them.
McLeod called this team a Ferrari. He says a half turn on the engine. This team could be cranking it up. I know you're a car guy, but do you feel he's onto something? And he owned it tonight as well, too, being a leader.
Yeah, I mean, certainly he's got to play better at his position, and that's what we just talked about. Was everybody when you got a 1-score game against a team that just won the Grey Cup, and they got just about everybody back. I mean, it's a good team that you're playing. So in pro football, it comes down to 1 or 2 plays, not 5 or 6. And so, unfortunately, we didn't make those 1 or 2 plays.
Can you tell us about that penalty on when they did the fake kick?
They said that our guy cut the blocker low. I've not watched the film. I've not seen the replay. It did not show. And so they said that we cut the blocker, and so therefore it was a penalty. I thought he made the tackle, but it's just. But that is the rule. If we go and we cut a blocker low, then technically it would be the right call. So I've just got to wait and make reservation when I see the film.
Fair. What did you think of Javon Leake's game tonight? He did have the one big return. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean he. It's sometimes interesting watching us catch a punt back there, but he's really dynamic when he's got the ball in his hands. I mean, he's got the potential to score on every time he touches the football. So, I mean, he runs between the tackles really aggressive too, So, I mean, it was good to see Javon be aggressive tonight.
You talked about last week how the running game wasn't there for you. Did you feel it was better this evening?
Yeah, we were slightly better. I thought KB did a little bit better job of pushing the pile once the defenders, got to him. But I still think that there's a lot more that we can do in the run game in order to try to help our football team.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.